Well, I am honored to have Mike Messeroff, personal freedom coach, local author. He is in studio. Mike, how are you this morning, man?
I'm awesome, Adam. It's always so nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to see you, man. So I said you are a personal freedom coach. For anybody at home that's curious, let them know what that is and more into detail.
Yeah, in a nutshell, I basically guide high impact leaders on their journey to become truly happy. I work with people who are just unhappy. They are lost in thought. They are kind of not living the life that they want to be living. And I help them gain clarity and use some universal laws like the law of attraction to really figure out what they want and then actually have them start living that dream life.
Oh, totally. I know so many people myself that have kind of ran into this roadblock in life. They're either unmotivated or they're sad and depressed and they're kind of lost motivation, and that's where you're so good at it, Mike. You come in there and you give them all these tips, whether it's mindfulness tips, which we can dive into in a little bit, and just that personal freedom coaching to get them back up and get them started again.
Yeah. Well, it's been my journey. I mean, I guide people, whether they're clients or anyone who's just along for the ride, watching videos on Instagram, that kind of stuff, reading my book.
Totally.
I basically just kind of take them through the journey that I went through, which was I discovered meditation, and that changed my life. And then from there, it kept getting better and better and better.
Exactly, and your background too, you came from New York, is that right? You came out here, you started out as a bartender, and then things kind of came to a halt for yourself, and this is how things kind of started, right?
That's right. I had a pretty kind of, I say generic, but I went to school, I got a regular corporate job for 10 years.
Right.
I knew that wasn't for me, started bartending, traveling the world, ended up here in Summit County in Breckenridge, and bartended at a great restaurant for 5 years. But it was during that time that I basically sunk to the lowest point of my life and really started asking some deep questions because I had already made some big shifts. I started traveling, I was doing different things, living in an awesome ski town.
Right.
And I was miserable.
Exactly. So anybody that's watching at home, any tips for our viewers as far as,
Absolutely.
Mindfulness?
The first tip I give anyone, always meditate. It sounds too simple. I brought some props here, a little blindfold, just to illustrate that you have to take a few minutes out of your day to turn off the external world, disconnect, come within, and just listen to your own intuition without all the noise, without the news, without emails and social media. You have to do that. So that's level one. And the way I recommend doing that is the Headspace app. They have it down to a science.
Yes.
I take all of my clients through the Headspace app, and anyone out there, you don't need to work with a coach to download Headspace and start meditating today.
That's awesome. I totally agree to tune out for a little bit, and it'll give you some tips on there too on that app on Headspace. So download that if you haven't already. And Mike, a little bit also about you is you're an author. You also have these awesome dogs, Rocky and Layla. Did I say that right?
Leela,
yep. And you're going to be at Next Page Books Nosh for the 4th of July weekend. Tell us a little bit about that before we have to go.
Yeah, so Lisa and Claudine over at Next Page invited me to do a book reading of Dogs Get It.
Yes, love the book.
I'm probably going to bring Rocky. I think I will.
You should.
And it'll be July 3rd, which is Saturday, and it's 2 p.m. right on Main Street in Frisco, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, please feel free to bring any mindfulness questions, meditation questions, questions about law of attraction, manifesting. I'm happy to answer all of that stuff. And I give this stuff out freely. You don't have to work with me. Of course, I'd love it if you looked at my website and you were interested in that.
Totally.
But just follow along, reach out. I'm happy to, if I help one person start meditating today, I'll be the happiest person alive.
Yep, exactly. Mike, thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us. Get over there July 3rd, 4th of July weekend. It's going to be busy. Bring some questions for Mike. He's going to be there answering them, just hanging out. Such a cool guy. Thank you so much, Mike, for coming in this morning.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Adam.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, and we'll be right back.